Hey, family. Hey, family. Hey, family. Hey, family. Hey, family. Hey, family. Trying to prop my head up, right? I don't know why I'm playing with this goddamn little cat thing. All right, family. Big Unk. Big Unk in the building. 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 Look, my topic, right, for today is two wrongs don't make a right. Okay? Two wrongs do not make a right. Okay? So, um, I might touch a little bit on the Carmela Anthony's case. Right? My heart goes out point blank to both families. So be honest with y'all, as a community activist, as a human rights advocate, as a person that fights, and it doesn't matter what your right nationality is. Wrong is wrong, is a wrong, is a wrong, is a wrong, right? I don't care what your nationality is. And I'm going to say this point blank. You never put your hands on somebody. Never, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever put your hands on another human being. It's no justifying, it's no rationalizing. And I'm talking about from somebody that used to be a big, evil, nasty dude. Talking about me. All right? You never put your hands on nobody. One thing I was taught, and I shared with y'all too, my brothers taught me, never let your right hand know what your left hand doing or gonna do. And if you're gonna go do something, go do it and don't let nobody know. Okay? So, do two wrongs make a right? No, it didn't. And I just want to say this. My heart goes out to the Carmela family, or maybe I should have put the Medclef family first, but it goes out to both. Because number one, it was tragic, no matter how we want to put it. The other day, what I said, parents, teach your children about bullying, not putting their hands on other people. 9 times out of 10, if you have an aggressive child, it makes me wonder about the parent. I was the type of person when I was younger, I would protect those that you would come up against. Calling my phone. So I can only tell you my story. Okay? This is my platform. And I can talk about anything I want on here. Because this is my platform. A lot of the stuff that I used to do, I just don't do no more, a day at a time. It's not like the thoughts don't come from time to time when certain situations happen in life that you might want to jump into that. You might not want to jump in that destructive mode. But I'm telling you right now, I never spent time in prison like that, even when I was in the streets. So I really don't plan to spend time in the prison. I went to prison for out of everything I'd done all my life when I was 61 years old. And I'm talking about to the point where I couldn't just leave. So I ain't down with all that. But I am going to talk about what I put up here. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And it talks about to thy own self be true. So basically it's questioning you. Do you feel like 2 wrongs make a right? It ain't about nobody else. And that's people's problem. They can always point the finger. But when it happens to you, or when you are confronted with something, like certain things that happen with Carmela Anthony, right? Now, I had to read more up about what happened so that I can have a better understanding when opening up my mouth. Number 1, this is what I'm gonna go off on. The young man himself said why he did what he did. The young man himself warned the person now. So I can only go off. I don't care what nobody else say around the world, stuff like that. I can only go off of what he said and the reason why he did what he did. We can add our other junk to it all we want because it wasn't you, right? So, like I said, be honest. If I was one of the jurors, I wouldn't have found him guilty. Because number 1, I already know. Because of the life I used to live. Because of the things that we grew up on. You do not just put your hands on nobody else. You just don't. We can justify it all we want, but he didn't bring this, he didn't do that. Okay, I carried a pew-pew at 15. And be honest with you, I had no problem in, if I had to shoot at you, pew-pew at you. It wasn't to take you down. But to be honest with you, when I look back at my life, when I carried stuff like that, it was only 2 reasons I carried it. Till my nephew told me 3. I carried it for protection from you towards me, or I carried it to harm you. And my nephew said, and to show off with it. I said, God darn it, I didn't even think about that one. He told me when I shared this a little bit, right? He said, and to show off. So let me say this. I can guarantee you any amount of money. He wasn't the only one on that field with a weapon. It wasn't to use it. I will drop you if you coming up here with some bull crap. I don't play that.
Oh my God. You gonna drop me? Just stupid.
No, your mama. Don't come up here. Why would you come on somebody's platform when they got the right to drop you?
You're welcome.
Jerk. As I was saying, see, that goes to show you what being intoxicated will do for you. If you're not ready for a real conversation, go over to other people's platforms that likes to hear bull crap. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Go to other people's platforms that like talking about bull crap. Like trauma dumping. Well, I don't mean trauma dumping in this sense. I mean that don't mind you coming up, not being honest about real life situations and all that. I've been reading up on all that mess with my TikTok street family. But let me to get it rolling. Today's topic is to thy own self be true. Now, I was trying to put does 2, and it say 2 T-O though. Does two wrongs make a right? And I guarantee you any amount of money. I said, do two wrongs make a right? This is something that an individual have to ask themselves. It's not for you to just answer it using another person. This is something you have to ask yourself. To thy own self be true. That's why I put it like that. But see, a lot of y'all want to point the fingers at this one, that one, this one, that one, this one, that one to answer that prompt. That goes to show me how people don't like looking at themselves.
Oh, here we go with the inner demons again. There y'all motherfuckers go with the inner demons again.
How you feeling?
Y'all, I'm feeling pretty good, brother. My jaw's still sore, but I'm still here to run my mouth and teach these people what the hell they need to learn. Because right now they're on stupidity.
And the reason why I'm saying this too, family, once again, I'm looking at our younger generation. A lot of us lived our lives. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, adults, a lot of us went through the baby years, the terrible twos, the fives, the tens, the youth, the young adults, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. And a lot of y'all don't like looking back. That's why a lot of our youth today, family, is running around rapid like they are. And then we as parents can't even figure out why our children behaving the way they behaving. Are you loving them? Are you embracing them? Are you holding them? Are you showing them rather than just verbally, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually tearing them apart? Are you actually grabbing them, embracing them after mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and verbally tearing them apart, building them back up? But then you wonder why.
They turned on your ass.
Wait a minute. Then you wonder why they act the way they act.
Because they have parents that don't love them enough. Because they never got shown to love themselves. So how can you love your child if you can't love your own motherfucking self?
And that was a conversation that was held last night. And I keep saying stuff over and over and over. I don't mean no harm to nobody. Y'all act like y'all don't pay attention to nothing I say out my mouth. A lot of these platform hosts, I don't get y'all. Y'all act like y'all don't pay attention to nothing I say. Or let me go back to OG and I. This is spiritual healing. This is spiritual growth. We talk about like childhood challenges, experiences, and what it's like today dealing and coping with stuff. And I was on the panel last night, Stop Not Being Smart, after I got off of here. And I heard some stuff, and I'm like, I talk about this all the time on my panels. Y'all will put up platforms, then you'll tell people, don't be so personal, don't be so long-winded. So what you're basically saying, if you don't realize it, I want you to lie on this sucker so we can start a bunch of chaos and confusion and drama and stuff. But you know that's not what I'm going to give you when I come. I can only share from my personal experience on a prompt or whatever. I don't come up here and I might throw in little stuff, but it's personal experience based around my mother, based around my brothers, based around my sisters, based around people that I have dealt with. Very, very rarely do y'all hear me coming up here talking about Uncle Henry, Aunt Helen, all of that. Very, very rarely. They gone. So that's not, I mean, I had to go to A&I and find out what do people expect over here. Sad part about it on TikTok. It's like y'all in another world, man. I don't get it.
No, I tell them like this: if they don't like what they're watching, change the motherfucking channel. Keep on. If you want all that damn chaos, change the fucking channel until you find it. But coming to this room, you're fucking your whole world up because we will tell you some shit about our lives. True stuff about what we've been through in our life. We talk about us. We don't talk about nobody else. We're talking about our strengths, our hopes, our challenges, what we've gone through, what we've been through, and what the hell we're going through now.
And I tell y'all,
and if y'all ain't picking this shit up, you know what? And I don't mean to say it to be in a negative, but if y'all ain't gonna get this, y'all ain't going to the pearly gates. I'm sorry. If y'all are not gonna do what God is telling you to do, you're not going. That means to love them kids, hug them kids, teach them kids, and keep their asses the hell off the fucking street, because one of them could come up missing.
A lot of them are coming up missing.
Exactly.
And anytime a child under 10 come up missing, something ain't right. Something ain't right. A child under 10, basically, 5, 6, 7, don't have no business being out there by themselves.
I saw that story down there. I saw that story over there. I get BMore news over here, me. I get it all. So I know what's going on over there. And this is why I can put my opinion in there. Because I know what the fuck is going on in BMore. And here I am, an outsider. I'm from a whole different motherfucking state, but I know what's going on in BMore.
And it's not just Baltimore, it's happening in other states. But the thing is, I'm asking people to come up so we can share about what's going on in y'all communities. I speak for Baltimore City, not DC, not Delaware, not Detroit. I can only speak for Baltimore City and what we are doing to resolve some of these issues. You need to speak from where you at. If you are a therapist, you are a psychiatrist, you are a counselor, you are doing this type of stuff in your community to help rebuild back up. If you have an LLC, a nonprofit, or you working with other organizations in your community to build back up, let people know where you at, what district you in, what area you in, so they can seek the help. What is so hard about it? What is so hard? Now, my thing is, right, I'm praying that this thing that happened would be a good lesson for people to learn. Don't go put your hands on other people because you never know what they might have. You never. And let me finish reading this off. To thy own self be true. Does two wrongs equal to right? No. Educational purposes only. As always, I try to create 5 steps and ways and means of looking at stuff. All right. First, acknowledge the wrong. Be honest with yourself. Denial keeps you stuck. 2, own your role. Own up to your responsibilities that you played. Stop pointing fingers. Take full responsibilities. That's own your role. 3, make it right. If you can apologize or, clean up the harm that you've done. That's what you do. That's what this is saying. Make it right. Apologize is sincerely repair the damage. 3, 4. Right. Wait a minute. Learning and growing. Learning and grow. Understand the lesson. Don't repeat the pattern. Then number 5, be the change. Live better, do better, help others do the same. Number 1, the reason why the couch conversation come about in the Be More Teen Talk, Be More Real Teen Talk, because number 1, I lived a certain way of life. We lived a certain way of life. We don't live it like that no more. So what we're doing, we're going back, we're feeding and we're building and we're encouraging, we're motivating. A lot of y'all are promoting platforms that keep people lost and confused and sick. And you are with it. You are with it. You are with it. I don't see how you can be at peace with yourself when you create these platforms and prompts that ain't gonna do nothing but keep your people coming back and arguing back and forth at each other, going after each other's neck. Then you take somebody that's doing the work to do the right things to help people move forward, and then rather than you learning from it, you avoid it. A lot of y'all avoid it. A lot of y'all know I come on from 6 to 8. And I can guarantee you I'll go over there and y'all done sent me invites. You know I come on 6 to 8. Sunday through Sunday. It's like ignore what you doing. I want you to come over here with us. No, it don't roll like that. I'm not stopping doing what I'm doing for none of y'all. Mainly if it ain't about healing, helping people heal.
I'm gonna say this. I take your advice, what you're saying. I do.
Why do you say that, Cindy?
Well, the reason why I say that is because of all the things that I've been through deaths and stuff like that. I have come to realize that I'm trying.
Keep talking.
That I've been trying to heal myself for the last 3 years. And then, for me for somebody to come into my life, I'm proud of what I said, and I am. I'm proud of what I said, because I lived up to my word, what I was going to say to that person, and I did. And then wants to come at me and ask me if I'm mad and all this other crap. I'm not mad at anything. I just don't care anymore. I don't care what anybody thinks of me or talks about me. I just don't care. My don't give a button came off a long time ago.
You know what? I tell people like this. I have 2 things. I have the spirit, or I have an ass kicking. Right now, I'm all out of ass kickings. So there's only one thing that I can do left, and that's spiritualize you to what you can come through. I've been through hell and back too.
Yep.
Everybody has their own story, but can identify with certain parts in their story. So when we say that, when we can say I can identify with you, that means we've been there and done that. So we know exactly what you're going through.
Well, that's like today with my so-called significant other, I don't know what I want to call it. I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to call it like it is. He just ain't nothing. He's just there. He's just there. That's it. And that's how I'm going to see it from now on. Because, you know, he don't think about me. He thinks about himself. And I'm tired of it. And I told him that today. And
okay, let me ask you a question. Is he an Aquarius?
I don't know what he is.
Ask him what his sign is.
His birthday is in March.
No, then he's not an Aquarius. He's oh my God. Could he be a Gemini? And they're hard-headed too. They're very hard-headed.
His birthday is March 12th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So then again, I taken Steven's advice, and I was a little mad yesterday for, you know, what he said to me, and I didn't answer the phone. So he decided, what was he going to do? He decided to blow up my phone and then goes off and blows up my aunt's phone just to get a hold of me because I was mad. And then wants to ask me what's wrong. And I'm like, you know what you did. You know what you did. You need to sit down and think about it. And then it's all, I'm sorry. How many times are you going to tell me you're sorry? You can only say sorry for so long, and it's not going to stick anymore. And as far as about with the traveling and stuff with him, I ain't going nowhere no more. Nope. I'm done. I don't care. I got a passport. He can sit there and collect dust for the next couple of years. I just don't care.
Nope, you can always travel if you want.
Mm-hmm.
You got a passport.
We'll get this. He did strike two this time. He went off and booked another cruise for next year, and wanted me to stay in a room by myself. I am not doing that. Not on no ship. I hear stories.
Okay, so what I'm about to tell you, you may already know. He ain't interested in you anymore.
No, he's up his father's butt. He's riding his father's coattail. That's what it is.
Yeah, and he figures he don't need you.
And so that's why I said to him.
That's why you're doing.
And that's why I told him today. I said, have fun. Don't care. I said, I don't have it right now. I can't book anything that far in advance for next year. I don't have that kind of money right now. Like my aunt said, I could be dead next year. Just saying. You never know.
Well, I mean, reality is, I don't know how far you might have to go before you keep bumping your head. I'm not. And I told you this the other day. I'm not letting nobody in my life that's going to make me miserable. I refuse to.
And I agree with you. I do.
I went through that before, and I'm not going to do it again.
Me neither.
You know, and I have learned my lesson. And as far as anything else with him right now, I'm not going to discuss with him because I don't like talking. I don't like talking on the phone. I'd rather talking in person because, again, I can't get it out, but I can get it out in person.
See, you talking about
do you? It's time to do you, boo.
You talk about
That's
getting close. I'm talking about cutting things completely off. I ain't trying to be around you, get near you.
Hell no.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya. And then he pulls. Oh, he wants you to sleep in a hotel by yourself.
no, it was it's on a cruise. I'm not sleeping on a cruise ship in a room by myself. I hear too many horror stories that can happen.
True.
And I'm not doing that because you hear people getting thrown off. You hear people, I don't know if I can use the K word on here.
No.
No, and I'm not doing that. Nope.
It's supposed to be a boyfriend.
Yep, and like I said, and I told him, and I even said to him today, I said, I'm in the midst of right now taking care of my aunt and trying to get her in the right direction. And he wants to say, why do you got to do that? Well, you know what? I'm taking care of her, so you don't need to worry about it. Because again, at the end of the day, her son is not around, and I'm the one that's doing everything. But that's another story. So.
It ain't worth it.
Nope, and that's why I said, I talk about it in person when the time comes. Right now, I'm taking care of stuff what I have to take care of right now, and that's more important.
I hear you. Yeah, it's just you got to make some major choices, and I don't know which other way to tell you, but you have to make a major decision and make that decision to get away.
Well, I am trying to do what I can and just keep it, I guess I gotta just keep it small talk until he finally gets the hint.
The hint is not calling. The hint is not calling.
And I didn't.
You have to when you separate yourself from stuff like that, you don't call, you don't be bothered. You show no interest no more. You keep showing interest and stuff like that. That's going to make him he's pushing you. He's pushing you. It's nothing else I can say. He's pushing you away. He's throwing all kind of signs.
And he's the one who's doing it, not me.
He's showing you all signs he don't care to be bothered with you. You the one keep forcing yourself there.
I said that.
So you know what you do? You block his number, you block him on every damn thing.
Right.
And say, fuck him. I'm sorry, but I ain't got time for your bullshit. I have to grow. That's shit. I can't do this shit with you. But I can sure do it by my damn self.
That's what you got to do.
And that's what you have to do.
Yep. And the one thing I did say to him was, you never asked me about my past. You never asked. You just wanted to know about who I was with and how did they pass away and everything else. And I'm like, you didn't ask about my past. So,
Well, you
and
know
he
what?
was...
A lot of times I don't ask about ladies' past. A lot of times because I don't want to see them come back through that hurt or through that pain.
Yeah.
And you know what? Their past is their past. You know, it's a whole brand new future now.
Yeah, it's different.
You know? I mean, eventually she'll break down and tell me parts of her life, but I let her do that on her own time. I don't force anything, and I don't ask nothing. I treat that lady, as a queen, and everything.
And you know, it is. It's hard. It is today in society with trying to date and trying to meet people. But I know one thing: I ain't going back on no other dating sites anymore. That ain't happening. Nope.
You know what? I ain't never been on one.
They are a total joke.
Scam. They're a scam from what I heard.
Well, I used to be, and this is back in the day, I used to be on POF way back.
Wow.
Yup. And...
No, I take that back. I used to be on Zook at one point in time. An app called Zook.
Oh, I heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was on that one for a minute.
And again, that's why I will not do no more dating sites. Because of what I've heard and seen, nope. So, but you know, again, right now I'm just taking care of what I need to take care of. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care what he does. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care. And I said that, and I did say that. And he was like, why you gotta be like that? I said, well, you know what? Maybe you'll figure it out. Think about it. He still didn't catch one. He couldn't catch one, so. But, yep, I'm not going nowhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, you can always, like, go to play. That's just hold on to it. Real simple.
Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And if I wanted to, I could always go down to my grandmother's place. She has a place in Delaware. I mean, I could always go down there, but at the end of the day, I haven't been there in 3 years, not since Tom passed away, because there's too many memories there. But I don't know, one of these days, maybe I will go back.
I had, like you, when I was, with my niece, I had all of that, everything. And when they raided her house, they got rid of all my stuff she was telling me. Well, she moved away after they came into her house. I'm talking about those crooked polices. And,
yeah.
And
whatever happened to your cat?
I don't know. My niece said she went to get it, but I think it went down the basement somewhere, and she left
Aww.
it. Yeah, she left it. But that was her mother's cat, and you know, that kind of threw me, because that was her mother's cat, and I called myself taking care of mother's cat. But yeah, I don't know. She might be wearing that sunrise. Sunrise.
What was her name?
Dang, Rosie. I was gonna say, what was her name?
She reminded me of the cat that I had that decided to pass away and go be with Tom.
Oh,
because that was his baby.
I'm telling you. Keep talking, y'all. I'm over here messing with this goddamn tapper thing. I'm messing with this tapper.
I mean, like I said, sometimes I think about, now and again, I'll sit and think about him.
I think sometimes before you get into something else, you gotta heal inside first. We jump in stuff and expect for people to heal us, and if we not healed, it's not gonna work.
Well, I know when after Tom went, I didn't jump on anything else or anything, but I'm gonna share this with you. Why Tom was in the hospital and sitting there and laying in that bed, even though he could hear everything, his mother, I'm telling you, sitting there in front of him while he's still breathing, saying, "Oh, he's dying, and you need to find another boyfriend."
Oh,
saying that right in front of him.
That was ugly.
Yeah. I know one thing. I said, well, God don't like ugly. That's for sure. And she got mad at me and left the room. Because I had to speak up. I didn't have nobody, there to back me up.
Right.
Just like with with his family, they, now and again, they try to message me on Facebook or whatever. I don't pay no attention. But what really got me is with his little, with them reporting his pew-pew missing. That got me. And for putting my name in it and acting like I know where it is. And I'm like, I don't know where it is. I don't have a clue. It's missing. You talk slow. Yeah.
But in everything we saying, Candy, people. And right now you got me thinking about like miserable people. Mm-hmm. Miserable people.
Yep.
Right? Well, they won't do nothing but want to make your life miserable. You get me?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, well, after you and I finished talking the other day, I was saying that, you have a great heart. You're a beautiful person. And sometimes people just don't deserve what we have to offer them. They don't deserve it.
Nope.
And it's really sad because I know your heart is there. Same with me. We can give out so much, and it's like we don't get back what we give out. And a lot of times when I'm finishing on here, I might go over to somebody else's platform because I'm giving, and now I need to be rejuvenized, right? But it's just, and I don't want to be real judgmental with people, but it's just getting to the point. Be honest, I'm just getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then you dealing with people that seem like they don't feed you back the way you try to feed them.
Yeah.
you know. And I don't have nothing against nobody, but I'm getting ready to say on TikTok. But it's getting to the point. I'm ready to block a lot of goddamn people. I'm like,
that's just like with oh God, I was on my other Facebook, and you know that whole misfit group,
right?
That they got going on, and people filming what's his face, Larry. Like, I'm saying to myself, why can't they just leave the man alone? Let him be. Let him do what he wants. I mean, they've been attacking him since, I don't know, since 2020?
A long time. And be honest, he set himself up for that.
Yep.
He set himself up. You know, I left a long time ago. I know you already know. It was fun in the beginning, and it just got too chaotic.
So, and they're over there they're picking, nitpicking on him and some other person. It's like, can't people just get a life and just let people be? Let them do what they want.
I was looking at something. I think Larry was a little sick. And I was looking at something with him laying down, and I think he said somebody came over with his daughter to check up on him. But I was just looking at him, talking about like where he been and everything physically.
Yeah.
And I don't follow him a lot like I used to. But if I see him in the street, like certain things happen, and I feel like I want to show up, and I see him there, we're talking stuff like that, But other than that, cause he out reporting and I'm reporting, and we might greet each other, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm glad that whatever the misfits and I'm doing, they sticking to their own self.
Yeah.
What's his name? One of them, the minister guy, he came and seen me when I was on Mumford. Him and one of the guys, I don't know if he's still with Misfits, but he came and seen me. He came into town, and he came to see me, and we hugged each other and everything. One of the guys from the Misfits, even though we got to that point, we was going back and forth with each other. We still, in a sense, have respect for each other. You get me?
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say this in the case, Larry. In case you're looking, Larry, you're reaping what you sow. You're reaping what you sow, bro. Remember all that stuff y'all was putting out, trying to make me look like this horrible dude? And then I'm looking at what's happening back with you. And not being smart, you are one of the most creative news reporting guys in Baltimore City, well known. But a lot of people's not supporting your stuff like they used to, bro.
He puts he puts up his Cash App and stuff like that, and I've noticed, people ain't giving anymore.
I noticed. And at one point you was getting money out the yang, bro.
He was.
Yeah. And I don't know what happened. Christina Flowers, I love you, baby. We'll run across each other from time to time, but I still respect her for where she at and the stuff that she do, as a homeless advocate and the things that she does. I know if somebody reach out to me, because talking with Tashawn, now I found out she's doing women and children, which is a beautiful thing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, which is a beautiful thing, because I was glad to hear that to just let me know that just to let me know that she moved away from just doing men and women to doing women and children. So I'm with that too. So I am really, really proud of that. You know, so I told to Sean, I said, thanks for telling me because, you know, I know where to guide people at too. That calls me, I can send them to her because she got that apartment complex. So I'm just happy about that. I don't have nothing against nobody what they do in Baltimore City. I just don't care to be a part of a lot of that stuff no more like I used to. Other people's stuff. I'm just talking about Steve Copeland. That's not to knock nobody out. Okay? Okay? I'm just talking about Steve. So don't be mad. I'm just talking about Steve Copeland. That's not for me to knock nobody else. I'm just telling you what I don't do. I had to start my own. I mean, not start my own, but I had to do. I got to do. The heck? I don't know. They come send me a violation. I don't know what that was for. But anyway, let me try to rephrase that. Um, it was hard for me to walk away, you know. But the reason why I'm saying that, because no matter what, I always TikTok try to make it clear, mainly with my children, that no matter what, dad loves your mother. It's just sometimes stuff don't work, you know. And it doesn't mean it doesn't make you bad people or nothing like that. It's just sometimes stuff don't work, you know, and the work that it takes to make it work. But the two gotta be willing to do the necessary work. It's not just one individual. And those are the things that I definitely wanted you to understand, that any relationship takes work. It takes the two. And sometimes
they always say that it takes two to tango.
Yep. And I said after our conversation the other day, I said, you know, I know you're a good woman. I know you're a beautiful person. I'm talking about your heart and stuff like that wise, right? And sometimes people just don't deserve what we have to offer. And we have to do the necessary things to get a way to save our sanity. You get me?
Yeah.
That's all, Queen. And that's why I love when we all can come together like we're doing now, and we can talk about things. Um, Another thing too, with my 27-year-old, I encourages her, I empowers her because I know she dealing with somewhat the same, you know. And my thing is, I had to work with her more about her self-worth. And that's important to you as well. You have to realize your self-worth, I'm sorry, and exactly what matters and what value, what's important to you. Because what's important to you, this other person might seem okay, but they're not really there.
Well, like I said, he's really never had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened to the person he was with a long time ago. Back in, I'm going to say back in 2018 at the time. So I really don't know. I don't know what happened there. I never asked. So And I mean, like I said, when he does come back, and once I, be able to sit down in person to be able to chat and talk, because again, I told him, I said, I can't get anything out over the phone. I says, I'm not going to do this. I says, I'm not going to do this with you. I said, I'd rather talk in person, face to face, and talking about certain things that need to be addressed. So, and then, for him to ask me today, because I told him, I said, I did what I had to go do.
Right.
Which I've been looking for work, and it hasn't been easy, but I actually do have an interview tomorrow at a certain place not too far from where I'm at, so I can be able to get back and forth. And my aunt put me on her car insurance, which I can drive her around, but local, not far.
I got you.
I don't feel comfortable driving far. So, because I get nervous. I do. So, but I mean, other than that, I'm just trying to live day to day and just keep on doing what I'm doing. But again, at the end of the day, I'm not worried about traveling anywhere anytime soon. And passport's not going nowhere. It can stay where it stays. But no. And again, like I said, I'm about getting my own room on that cruise. When I thought about it, I just thought about horror stories, what I've heard about stuff happening. And I just don't feel comfortable with that. Especially if I don't have my family with me, and it's like creepy.
Now, I'm single, so I can see myself, maybe doing something like that by myself. But when you're in a relationship, you want that mate there, And then, come on, I mean, it ain't like you a stranger. You get it?
Yeah.
This is your boyfriend, your mate.
He wants to stay. This is what he wants to do. He wants to stay in a room with his father. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, really? You can't let him be by himself? And just me and you? Like, come on.
That's frightening. That's frightening.
But no.
Now I'm gonna tell you. Now I could see when little Steve was younger, and we went to Amsterdam. But what little Steve did, because we was with the soccer team, he stayed in the room with other soccer team members. I stayed in the room. Was it one parent? I know it was one parent. I'm trying to see, was it a few of us? But anyway, we shared the same basically room, right? And it was expensive too.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. So matter of fact, that's when I had my god darn Candy. Oh, little Steve was 15. He's 23 now.
Damn.
But y'all know, that's when I had my the daggone thing like you. And I gotta get all my stuff back. Real simple, Candy. Once that happened to me 3 years ago, when I came home, I had to go buy all new underwears and all of that. I had to go buy all new clothes and all that. Cause all my stuff, my shoes, everything, my little necklaces that I had. I mean, I had ties and necklaces and out the yang.
They throw it all out?
Well, when my niece moved, she panicked when they did what they did to our house. When they end up coming in our house, talking about they was looking for some Ray-Ban glasses and all this type of stuff. Something that I supposed to stole from that guy, a homeless individual. Didn't nobody that detective lady set that up. That detective lady set that up. I think that was her way of really showing me just how much power that they had. But now not realizing that even though you wanted to show rank because little Steve plays soccer, I know a lot of the parents, I'm talking about the fathers, that are actually like state troopers, police, and all that. So, and these are white people. So not to do the color bond thing, but now, be honest, if I wanted to, really, at that time, well, I couldn't do it once I came home because I had to clear certain things up first in order for
Yeah.
me to be able to talk about it. But if I wanted to, I could have raised holy heck. I could have raised holy heck with people like Ivan Bates, as far as letting him know I didn't know that I could have talked with Ivan Bates about what had happened to me. I talked with Isabel Cummins. She told me to come and sit with her. I had been told Brandon Scott, I said, I need to talk with you because of some of the stuff that I was going through. So it was, and even Mackenzie Frost knew. Mackenzie Frost didn't know that I ended up getting arrested till I came back home, and I called her and I told her as a result of what went on and everything. They didn't know, they knew they was coming for me. And then what really kind of pissed me off, a lot of the people that I supported, these politicians and nonprofit organizations, and nobody stood up for me actually but Ray Bly and Lady J. I was really disappointed.
Well, that's like when I was living with Tom up in Towson, and his uncle called me. Now here it is a year later, and I was driving down the road. I was in the car with Chris, and we were driving down the road, and he messages me, his uncle, and says to me, "Are you going to come up here and get your stuff?" I said, "No, just donate it." And then he got all mad and said, "You're wrong, you're this and that." I said, "No, I'm not wrong." So I didn't care. Because I basically, like I said, I basically just started just rebuying stuff after Tom passed. And again, it's at the end of the day, what I look at it is, it's just stuff. It could just be replaced. But at the end of the day, I wish I've gone to go and get my... Tom got me a jewelry box, and I had a bunch of jewelry in it. Not real things, just fake. But at the end of the day, I was like, I ain't worried about that either. Can all be replaced.
Right. And that's what I realized. And what I decided to do this time, be honest, once I started buying more stuff, was not to overextend it like I did before.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of stuff. Which I had donated a lot of stuff, but I still had a lot of stuff. I'm talking about like shoes, suits, clothes, all that. So it's just, like right now, I'm looking at some of my stuff and it's starting to get a little bit too big. And I'm like, am I going to, I don't know.
Well, that's like, my parents, they're talking about moving.
Mm-hmm.
But they have been talking about that for about 10 years. And I said to my dad, I said, let me know when you do move.
Right.
And then I'll clean. I mean, I'm not worried about what I have right now. So.
I mean, at one point, it was like, when I look back at the house, the cars, you know, I'm gonna say the jewelry, the clothes. I'm just saying material things, which is beautiful, great, and wonderful to have. Don't ever get it wrong. But it just helps me to understand too that those things only hold a temporary value. I mean, like, if you want a peace of mind, you want something like that, right? That's what I'm looking at, having that peace of mind. You know, it only holds um, pleasure for a certain length of time. Then you either got to find something to outdo that. Then you got to find something to outdo that. Or you just have to find peace within yourself. And that's what I be looking at with my life, right? Knowing that I have more peace in my life today than I ever had before. You know, I try my best. Listen to the words. I try my best not to allow life struggles to weigh me down and challenges, because we do go through trials and tribulations in life. I'm not going to sit here as a spiritual man or as a religious man, right? And try to make people think that I don't go through stuff. I can't speak for nobody here. But look, I'm just saying me. Because I remember, Candy, striving to be perfect. Remember I was saying that was the one day, Candy. I strive for perfection. But I realize as long as I'm in this body, I never be perfect. But a lot of the stuff, and I can say this to this day, that a lot of the stuff I used to do, I just don't do no more. And I can say this to this day, a lot of the stuff that I had a major craving for and desire for, I'm talking about like doing wrong. It's not strong like that today. It's not that I don't have thoughts of wanting to do this and wanting to do that. Man, come on. But I just thank God. A lot of that stuff just for the day. And to me, that comes along with maturity. That comes along with being older. That comes along with age. And I know it's a lot of guys my age that probably still want to relive, you know, their past history and life and all of that. Run the streets and do this and do that. I went through all of that. I just don't want to get caught up where the loss of control is at. That's where my heart is at. I just don't want to get caught up. Then, when I finally meet wife number 3, I know we're gonna go through stuff, you know, challenges and changes in life. I know we're gonna go through stuff. I just don't want it to be like all day, every day. Once in a while, yeah, because we're gonna disagree with certain things, but come on. Come on. I ain't trying to mold and shape nobody. I don't want you wear this. I don't want you wear whatever. When I meet you, whatever you got on that attracts me to you, I don't want you changing. It's the attraction. It's the turn on. Most of all, when we in private. Why am I sit here knowing that you probably got makeup on? I don't have a problem with that. The wigs or the pieces, I don't have a problem with that. Your nails done and all that, I do not have a problem with that. Now, if you're natural, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that. But if you the type of person that recognize your beauty as a woman wise, your sexiness, your gorgeousness, hey, come on. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you from a person that's used to, after a while, watch where I go, OG, losing that desire for you some kind of way, we got to keep stuff heated. We got to keep it heated. Because if it gets to that point, I'm starting to think outside too much, I might start stepping out. But I feel like right now, at the age I am, 64 years old, in a sense, too old for that bull crap. So you have to trust me. Anybody coming to my life, you have to trust me. Because I'm going to tell you point blank. You know what I do business-wise, right? I don't need you to tell me, well, you spend too much time doing this. You spend too much time doing that. Already know I got to get a balance there. That's one thing I was always able to do, no matter how I worked. We had to make time for ourselves. We had to make time for the family and all of that. Come on. Already know. I'm a family man. I have a son. I have daughters. I have granddaughters. I have nieces. I have nephews. I don't have the energy like I used to. I cook for Thanksgiving. I cook for Christmas. But I cook for the house. And if they want to come over and get something to eat, they already know Daddy got something there. I just don't cook as deep as I used to. But my family know if they want to come over and grab a plate or something, I'm going to cook for the house. Period. Period. I just don't cook as rich. When I say rich, I'm talking about, you know, how we used to do the macaroni and cheese from scratch and all that type of stuff that gives you diabetes. See, I had to learn to kind of cook the same, but a little different from it. I'm just saying. So when it comes to family, and if my family, my niece and them cooking, and they be like, Uncle Steve, you want to come and get a plate? You can come and get a plate, such and such, and all of us coming together. Guess what? If I want to go, I'm going to go. If I don't feel like going, I ain't going. That's where I'm at in life. And that's not being smart. That's just where I'm at. You still right there, OG? You hear me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
I'm just trying to fix me a little something to eat for the night.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know what that so-called restriction thing they supposed to sent over here.
For who?
No, it was just something that was said that signaled the other, whatever that is.
The algorithm.
Yeah, sent something to them. A word that I used, I think, but it is what it is. I can't see what it was. What it said, I suppose it said current live restricted for some audience. That's all it's saying. Contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason, hate speech, and hateful behaviors. But now they got it where if they send you something, you can't even send them something back to try to dispute it like they used to have. I'm like, y'all are real. It's amazing. Person. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to do it once I go in the back. But yeah, Yeah, I had to make some phone calls, take care of some stuff today. I was trying not to feed too much into this little trial thing, but that's just stuff that's happening now with this young guy's case. Jasmine Crockett spoke out on it, and she deals with that county. She's very, very familiar with the county. And because she spoke out, I already know that civil rights advocacy groups and human rights advocacy groups are going to check into some things. Mainly when you already know how to prosecute them like to set up stuff to favor them. Then on top of that, because his lawyer didn't have first-hand choice, it was more of the prosecutors that was able to pick the people that they did. It was an Asian, a Hispanic, I think, and another culture, but they was all light-skinned. I'm gonna use that word. So that's why, to some people, they felt as though because it wasn't no melanated people in there, period. Even though it was considered as diverse, but it wasn't no melanated people. And I think that's the game that the prosecutor played. So whatever happened, that's why I said two wrongs don't make a right. I understand what he did was wrong, point blank. Another way of putting it. Another way of putting it. But then a lot of us had to go by the Texas laws as well. I did ask because number one, he did admit to what he did. Why he couldn't do like a plea deal. And I think, what it was sending me back to say that the plea deal could have got him anywhere from 5 years to 99. Because number one, it didn't present itself where his life was really threatened. So once you kind of a little familiar with their laws, then you understand why they made the decision to come about the way they did. But I heard he got a nice team of people, but they're gonna hit him another way though. They're gonna come at him another way because they can't come at him for the case. They can come at him now because they feel as though they might have threw some racism stuff in there by not having melanated people on the case. But I know it's always a way of getting around certain things. I already know that.
I have to eat light. I have to eat soft stuff.
Yeah. So did you have to get stitches?
Yeah, I got them.
How many you get, basically?
I think 7.
Yeah. I see you.
They took an abscess out. They took an abscess and in the tooth.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, Well, OG, and then it hit me. I said, that's right. He had surgery today.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. I was talking about OG.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't come on yesterday. I was coming home from the hospital.
I wasn't saying you had surgery today. I was saying you had surgery yesterday.
Oh,
learn to listen and listen to learn. See, learn to listen and listen before you respond.
Look who become the dang on teacher now, huh?
Always, son. Always creator. Well, OG. I got my little thing. I ordered me another tapper. Yeah. I got it over here. Just trying to send stuff out. Sometimes it just makes me wonder when we put up platforms like this. It seems like, to a degree, certain social media pages don't want you to educate the community. And feel it. And I'm just saying that because that's, as a person that deals with politics, religion, stuff in the community, it's like when it comes to educating the people, they do whatever they can to kind of like avoid you from doing it as much as they can, which is sad, because I think a lot of us, when it comes to life, we need to learn to come together a little bit more when it comes to life struggles and challenges and how we can work together, how we can slow a lot of this down. But I be listening to, I think it's more like the people that's more authentic. Authentic is where they try to eliminate certain things when they know you really about it. That's the way I look at it.
Oh, and actually, go ahead, fellas.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's not about what he just said. It's something else.
No, go ahead. That is right.
You go ahead, OG.
So listen, you don't go.
No, I was just gonna say one thing. Well, first, how y'all doing?
Fine with you.
I was just scrolling through TikTok yesterday, well, in a couple of days, and it just about, most of them is talking about, what's his name, Carmela Anthony, that got the 35 years, and they fussing and all that. I was like, this is crazy. But one young guy said, why y'all want to say something after the fact, and y'all ain't say nothing before it happened. Y'all could have, spoke on his behalf or something. Nobody had nothing to say. I got off after he said that.
Well, we once he came back home, that was like it. And to be honest with you, I thought that because he admitted, I don't care how anybody else adds stuff onto it, he already said why he did what he did. He already said it. So it's other people that wants to add yeast to it. But now, I had to go look up a little bit more about the Texas laws, right? Even though he put his hands on it, their laws are saying that wasn't no excuse for him to pull out the butter knife and do what he did, because it wasn't a situation in that way, right? It wasn't like a threat or life for life, right? An unaliving for unaliving type threat. So once it start making it a little bit more clear, I was beginning to understand. But the thing with that was, you know, I started talking about it the other day. Parents, teach your children about bullying. You don't go around just putting your hands on anybody. Not only that, if a person warned you about certain things, teach your children how to walk away to avoid conflict. See, that's not the things. These aren't the things that a lot of people are talking about because they don't care. They just want to have conversation. So this is what the couch and the BMore Teen Talk is all about, is educating our youth and educating the parents. That's why a lot of children are running around rapid like they are. So I had to back up because I'm like sick and tired of it too. I'm tired because my thing is, he already admitted. He admitted, no matter what, he admitted. So I asked AI some questions like, he already admitted guilt. Why didn't they just do a plea deal with him? Because he already admitted certain things, right? He was honest about it. But then it said because of what happened, it was like it just went too far. Where
But he felt threatened because it was more than one person too.
Well,
they said it was his brother with him, and
yeah, his brother was with him, but his brother is his. Ain't nobody else threatening him. They said it was just from what.
no,
Now
I said he felt threatened just to, being more than one person, not
right
saying anything to him.
Well, keep in mind, from what I've listened to some other people talked about, he was welcome into the tent. It wasn't until Metcalf came that it kind of escalated to something else. But it was a lady that was at the courts, and she was talking about how other children were saying certain things, youth was saying certain things. It was raining, number one. He was trying to get out of the rain. That's why he went in the tent. But I sent the message over to find out, did they actually know each other? And from what was sent back to me, that was their first time encountering each other. But now it's everybody else. See, we so busy listening to what everybody else is saying, right? I had to try to find a way to eliminate it, to bring it down some, where we can get a better understanding of what's what. Because I can only go off. I don't care what nobody else say. Nobody. I can only go off of what he said, point blank. I like when other people sit back and want to put other words in their mouths about him. He already said why. He already admitted to it. So I can only go by that. And that's what I was telling AI. As a community organizer, community, civil rights advocate, blah, 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 right? So they have a better understanding of who they actually talking with. But they cleared some stuff up once I was able to say what I do as far as we fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. So now, not to go too far, but the NAACP is looking into it. Other human rights advocacy groups are looking into it. Cardi B put up $5 million, so that's going to help towards some nice lawyers for him. But now, they cannot, as far as him being convicted with the 35 years, they can't touch that. But if they felt as though it was racism where it wasn't no melanated people on there, and that's their prosecutor. I'm telling you, it's the prosecutor.
They're just making a.
And then it was an all-white jury too.
No, it was an Asian. It was a I'm gonna say
Well, it wasn't
Asian.
no black people on
It
there,
wasn't.
they said.
Right. Now that was the point too, because but that still is considered as, to them, diverse. But the moment Jasmine Crockett put her mouth in it, because she's familiar with that, with how they do stuff, all right, took it back for a loop. So now you have the civil rights advocacy groups, the human rights advocacy groups, you having them coming in now because they're going to come in and they're going to come at it on the racist side because it wasn't no brown people there, point blank.
They eliminated them.
No, that was the prosecutor. I see one. I was the lawyer himself is part of the ones that pick the jury as well. But
I wouldn't put it past the prosecutor that he's racist a little bit.
That goal is to get a conviction. I'm looking at what that one did with me. Point blank. Yeah. I'm looking at how they play a game.
They were saying that his father knew the judge, he knew the prosecutor, and that might be another reason why.
It could have been.
He shouldn't have took that trial because he knew the young man's father.
Who? The lawyer?
The judge.
Well, let me say this.
He knew the judge and the prosecutor.
Let me say this. I'm gonna take
conflict. Conflict.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm gonna take you right back to the beginning. Did not Anthony admit to what he did? And the reason why. That's all that matters. Now, let me show you this. Everything y'all just said. If they find out that the judge know whoever part of that, yes, they will flip it. That's all they got to do is prove it was biased completely. Because now when I came in to ask questions as a person that fight for people democracy with other organizations, right? Because we are community activists and organizers and all of that. We are considered as lawyers. We are mouthpieces, but we're not like licensed or legal in that sense, but we are mouthpieces. So that's why I said I wasn't going to touch it. Because now, if they have any indication that their judge and all of them, because I'm going to tell y'all what I told my lawyer, all of them was white, even my lawyer. So I told my lawyer their whole goal when I did the plea deal was to actually screw the black man. And he said somewhat. So y'all see, you got to understand the games that's being played with them all. Money make money. Money make money. And that's all it was. And number one, what I was telling AI, my thing is, because of what's going on, I'm hoping that black people don't come together and do nothing crazy. They already know what's what. Come on.
But this guy on another panel, he was showing that some of the white what did they call I guess prisoners getting that killed somebody. Some was getting like 15 years. Some was getting
right.
Less than
Right.
Carmela Anthony was.
Right. Well, see, that's another thing too that one I had to ask about because one, he's young. And from Texas law, from Texas laws, right? Yeah. That's basically like the mandatory for what they was asking for. That's all. We had to go with the Texas laws. So anybody that's very familiar with Texas can better explain certain things to you from that point. Because in Baltimore City, it might have been a total different thing in that sense, right? Because one, I looked at it as self-defense. I could have said a lot of stuff. Number one, like this, the same people that carry around legal pew-pews and you take somebody down, is the probable cause for that. Watch how the system plays. Because it's been people that have legal stuff and people either try to come in their house or they did certain things. And from us having these type of events, when you have a person to come in and teach you stuff, if somebody break into your house and you have a pew-pew, you're not supposed to leave, say like you in your bedroom, you're not supposed to leave that bedroom. Now, if they come into that area, then you got the right to do what you need to do. And if you don't know that, you can go down them steps, you can go after whoever, and there's a good chance you'll be charged with such and such and such.
Yeah, I've seen
right?
that.
Right. You get me? So in a sense, because he had it on him, and I said this too, 9 times out of 10, he wasn't the only kid out there that had something. Believe me, because they're young, and it doesn't matter what their culture could have been. Somebody always gonna have something. The reason why I'm saying this, because I had took it back to childhood trauma. The only time you normally carry certain things is to protect yourself or you want to hurt somebody with it. And that's how they tried to do it. They threw it at him. He intentionally brought it to damage somebody. But it's only 2. I had to say that because at 15, I carried a 32 pew. And it fit in the palm of my hands, and you wouldn't have never knew I had it. It went right in my pocket. So now I posted that on a platform you was talking about. They never paid attention. I said, look, they don't, cause they talking about he brought us such and such and such. I understand all that. Not only that, when I went to North Carolina, I came back with one of them bamboos, right? That you cut down bamboos. I was young. With the long blade, right? Yeah. It was a guy that swung at me with a bat. I swung that at him and the bat, and it cracked the bat. He haultailed. But now, mind you, I was looking at protection. Either I'm carrying it to protect me, or if I felt like you was a danger, but vice versa, vice versa, either to hurt somebody or to protect. My nephew was the one that helped me to understand. He said, because I only said 2 reasons of carrying it, right? My nephew said, no, Uncle Steve, and to show it off. I said, God darn it, I forgot that one. Most young people will carry them, right? He helped me to understand that. I was like, wow. Because I can tell you from...
to say something.
Huh?
OG wanted to say something.
No, I didn't. No, the hell I didn't. I want to listen to this one because, it is what it is.
You wanted to say something before I said something?
I don't no, I had already said that.
See, my thing is, right, I don't know what his background was. And I'm talking about Carmelo. I don't know.
His father wasn't in his life. His mother raised him by herself.
Well, okay. And see.
But was he being bullied, though?
Well, see, that's why I said I don't know. Because I had sent a message over. See, I had to talk with AI, right? Because, or I had to go on fact checkers. I did go on fact checkers, but fact checkers didn't have nowhere for me to ask certain questions. So I had to rely back towards AI or Chat GBT to get like from what they was put what was put in the system because of the court information. Right?
And he probably was being bullied because they said the little town that they live in down there in Texas is majority white, is like 7 or 9% blacks. So he probably was being bullied. Or some racist people down there.
He probably was, because I'm gonna tell you this, and I really appreciate what she did, and I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett. Because she is from that area and she's very familiar with that county and how they do things. She called them out. She called them out. So because she called them out, that got the NAACP of that county and all of that now stepping up to the plate. See, I understand a lot of people want to give their perspective, and I understand all of that. But when you do certain work in the community, period, right? When you do certain work in the community, like being a community organizer, right? Being a community activist, stuff like that, I'm just saying. Because basically you fighting against the system or you fighting against the laws that tend to cripple the people. And they're not all black. That's why when y'all hear me say human rights advocate, I'm moving away from just focusing on my people. Look, right. Black people for Baltimore City, that's with Communities United. That's what we all about. Fighting for the democracy of black people. I call Communities United the baby branch of the NAACP, right? Because I spoke out on a lot of the stuff for the black community with Communities United, because the NAACP wasn't standing up to the plate. So that's how we felt. Well, I felt too, because I wasn't seeing them coming up as much. But I met some people from the NAACP. But anyway, this would help me. But once I got involved more with Communities United, with the major branch is all about, which is the Center for Popular Democracy. They fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, not just BLK people. Even the ones that's illegal immigrants that's trying to come into the United States to become legal, they're at the border as well. A lot of people don't know that. That's why I be sitting back tripping, because we looking at what your name putting up the wall. The putting up the wall was to slow a lot of it down. People gonna still come in no matter what. They was coming in too fast. That's all it was. It's to slow the process down. But everybody think what I'm getting ready to go somewhere that I asked a lot of the stuff that's going on, right, is Congress. Which name just taking the blame for a lot of the stuff that they doing. It's falling back on him. The orange guy. Now, the only thing, when I look at the business side of stuff, I got that with that one. But understand, he only represents the United States. He cannot create laws. He cannot create bills. That's not what he do. That's Congress. Anytime he goes to a country is to go gather information, bring it back, give it to the Senate to decide on it or not. But they turn around and flip it at him. It's his fault.
He decided to go to Iran, war, what's that, war with Iran or Israeli, whatever it is, by himself. Ain't nothing go through Congress with that.
No, that
but
was
now
Congress.
He got
that was
everybody
Congress.
else in his mess.
That was Congress.
The military and all of
Nah,
that.
that was Congress. Now, what he can do with the military is actually send them over to patrol, but he can't declare war by himself. That's why they have to.
Already shot down a plane, military
Right.
plane.
Right. Now, look, see, reason why I'm saying this, because when I learned a long time ago, the position of the President of the United States and the credit that we gave to, I'm going to say Obama, gave him a lot of credit. But once I realized the actual power that only one individual holds, because he's one individual. That's why you got the other two branches of government. So they all come together to make certain decisions. Democrats and Republicans. Democrats and Republicans alike. They all sit down. People don't realize you got a lot of Democrats that believe in the same things the Republicans believe in when it comes to lawmaking. It's just whatever party that's in position during that time, of authority tends to outride the other. But they all got to sit down and vote on this stuff. They just can't say, well, we're going to just do this and we're going to do that. Because the Republican Party right now are in control of basically everything. That's why a lot of stuff is happening that a lot of the Democrats might not actually agree with, but they vote on it. And you got a lot of Republicans that might not, feel the same with their other Republican Party people. I learned that dealing with the people I mess with. We kind of think alike, even though, it's just, to me, to be honest with you, once I realized the only thing our politician does is create laws. We are the ones that come up with the solution. That's why I kind of trip out how we break it down. Some people can break it down real good, federal government, but look, it's the laws they create where they don't create solutions. Once I started realizing that, Phyllis, be honest with you, that's why I stopped coming so hard at Brandon Scott and them the way I used to. Because I realized they can only do what they presented with. You get me? We are the ones, because we are in the communities, like what we're doing, we're creating solutions, we're creating programs. So basically, once the laws are passed down, it's to get the people to, at least, if we know this is going to send you into a slump, we create solutions to help you not to be so quick to fall short into that slump. If they create stuff to help you prosper, the goal is, once again, it's the community, like the business owners, the nonprofits, the grassroots organizations that has to create ways and means all together for you to live accordingly. I didn't understand that at first, but I understand it now. So that's why a lot of times my thing is, whatever laws they present, they will never cut like certain programs out. They will never cut it. They can slash the money on certain things, but guess what? That's people tax dollars that's paying for these programs and Medicaid and SNAP and all that. They ain't creating more money for this stuff. I have to read up on all of this type of stuff in order to know what to say out my mouth. All of this. So just so, see, some people will speak hypothetically, right? Or you'll learn a little bit to make a point, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Because anytime they call me to come out and speak on anything that might be hindering the people, I'm going to do a little research on it. But then I'm going to go on to what we can do to turn it around. Because I realized that's not what the politicians is about. They all come together, but they come together and it's about creating laws. But in those laws, they can't actually implement the solutions. That's where the people come in at. That's why I got more peace in my life now, because I understand it a lot better now than what I did before. And be honest, what we're doing right here, Phyllis, this is a form. This is no different what Don Lemon is doing. This is no different what Aaron Panera's over in DC doing. They are reporters. They are journalists. They are out, and they got a team of investigators and stuff. So what we are doing here with the talk show, with this right here, we're no different than them. We're no different except for they making a lot of money. They getting paid. I'm trying to get paid. But that's why it's good. That's why it's good to check your information and do your little research. So whenever you say certain things out your mouth, like in my case, I can only speak on was basically when I open my mouth, I speak from what I see, compared to, like what I know and what we supposed to watch out for. So that's why I'll do a little research before I come on. That's all the time. With anything I put up, I'm gonna do a little research on it, because be honest, the goal is not to put out misinformation. We can, but that's not the goal. And I trust you. I trust OG with his information. I trust you as a religious woman. So, and I know the way you walk today. So when it come to us talking, this is more like conversation. You can share from what you experienced or got from that right there. We can share from over here. We just bringing information together. Yeah. That's all. That's all.
No debates, because some of those panels, they be having debates and everything, boy. They be flipping me out.
I ain't trying to be smart. That's why I ain't going real. That's why I ain't going real still panel. He still got the pump up from the other day. I'm like, did you ever go to sleep? They still over there going at it. I'm like, I told, look, I didn't see. No, real still, Mr. Patty, I don't know what he doing. I haven't been on their stuff lately. Too much. Look, even though I call them nephews, too much damn chaos and confusion. Give me Baltimore City. It be too much. Drama. Right. My spirit at times, I can deal with it a little, but after a while it'd be like, Steve, go, get off of there. Cause I get certain things. I don't mind coming in, picking with people and stuff like that, right? But after a while, it's like my spirit be like, I'm like, and then I gotta listen to gospel to get myself back, balance back out. I'm like, stop it, Steve, stop. Every time you go on somebody else's stuff, it's a bunch of chaos and confusion, and a lot of these content creators make me think they be wanting me to come over so I can conflict with people, but they know when Big Unc come about what he know. I be like, y'all gonna stop playing me. Y'all gonna stop playing with Big Unc.
dish rag.
All right, family. It's 7:59. I love y'all.
Don't do no dishes.
Love you too.
Do not touch them dishes.
All right, OG. Get right in this, bro.
All right, brother.
Good night. All right, family. Good night.
Good night, OG.
Good night,
Phyllis.
Huh?
No, I was messing with OG. He act like he didn't know how to say your name.
Oh, he said it.
Oh, look. Wait a minute, Phyllis. Ouch. All right, family. Love y'all. I'm out of here. All right, I'm out.